Hello everybody, it's me, Tonic TZW, here in the Tier 8 Japanese tech tree destroyer, the Yagumo. And you'll see from this one that it's a pretty hefty damage total. But you also know, if you come past here a lot, that I don't play for damage, I don't play for kills. I always try to play for the win and take what comes my way. This is my build. It's Space Fishy with Bay and Swirsky. It's a pretty standard Japanese stealthy torpedo build. I have run this as a gunboat in the past, but I felt that I was lacking a little bit in the torpedo reload department, so decided to trade that a little bit for a slightly slower gun reload. But these guns are still quite punchy. Now, for some reason, we're spawned on the center. Seems that more than often we get spawned on the center because I think it's the hardest place to play, but it's also probably because I'm the only destroyer in the game. And the destroyer that I'm against up is a Lucian, and we all know what the Lucian has, don't we? Rapid firing guns and sonar, but he only has deep water torpedoes. So I'm looking behind me, I'm pinging the map to say where my closest target is. And the reason I'm not going in on the left side is because everybody goes in on the left side. And sometimes I like to play a little bit differently. Because quite often, B-Cap will get abandoned and they will run for one of the flanks. Now, there's nothing spotted out here, so I'm guessing that they've gone to the other side of B-Cap, because we can't see anything yet, and normally they would have appeared by now. I'm just being very cautious about watching for the cap turning and where my perceptive indicator is pointing to. But there we go, there is the Heisen. Now the fact that he's tucking in behind the rock and my perceptive indicator is turning to the left, I'm thinking the destroyer is going to push in on that side. One of the battleships that spawned behind us is heading across to the right-hand side of the map. And I'm looking at what's happening on Charlie Cap. Now, this is a good thing about saving a game, is you can watch how the game unfolded, see what went well, what didn't go well, and then try to prevent that from happening again, or not playing that way, because it's likely to end in disaster. There's a smoke screen, so I think that Heisen's going to get one load of torpedoes because he's backing up from behind that island. No, we're going to put a set through there because there is a destroyer out there, but he's not on the cap. Now I'm going to creep off the cap here. But looking at Charlie Cap, basically they've all gone around the outside, which is allowing Red Team to push straight in. They've got two Lepantos across there. There's a cruiser out there as well. I don't know what it is, but unfortunately Red Team's destroyer is going to be heading in that direction. So I'm going to try and keep this Heisen spotted so the guys can drop some shells on it, and I'm going to have to turn back in. But look, Perceptive is off there to the left hand side, so we know how close the Heisen is. So there is something closer than that, but there we go. It's just switched to my right side, which means that that battleship that is up on my right is now closest, so I can back up into this cap. But again, looking at C-Cap, everybody is behind an island. Nobody appears to be even trying to counter the push by Red Team into Charlie Cap. Otherwise, I would expect that to be getting reset. We've got one battleship that appears to be in full reverse. That's the Republique, I think, from watching the video back and seeing which ship dies when. Red Team have done the same. They've kind of pushed in. They've got stuck behind the islands. Blue Team are trying to get in as well. But I'm going to try and do them a favour and help on this Grosser Kurfürst, who's obviously bow onto them, but is absolutely flat broadside to me, and I can see from the torpedo indicator that he appears to be slowing down. So we're going to slap some torpedoes out there. And yeah, we're going to see a bit of a fail in a moment. So we've already lost two ships. I think both of those are from across on C-Cap. It doesn't look great across there, does it? It's certainly not looking great for that Grosser Kurfürst either, because he's now realizing that he is flat broadside. You can see that his turrets there were looking in my direction. So if anything, what that's done is given the guys a bit of a break. And I'm going to pop my smoke here, thinking he's damage control. There's battleships out there. They've got him spotted. I can get some fire on this guy, and I can continue to burn him down. But no, literally, there is nobody else in sight of him. So I am going to have no option but, for the sake of my team, to come out of this smoke screen and get this GK spotted again. And this is the thing that I hate about the new spotting rules. Before, we could have wailed on that guy with some HE, put a couple of fires onto him, and we could have gotten rid of him. But he's coming this way, so we're going to overlap a couple of spreads of torpedoes there, because he doesn't want to be on the receiving end of torpedoes. Little does he know is that is exactly what he is going to be on the receiving end of. We're on 89,000 damage. We're just past 5 minutes into the game. That is going to jump up quite considerably in just a moment when that GK disappears and chucks us up to 129,000 damage. That isn't bad for what we've done so far. My smoke screen is still active for 26 seconds. If you look across there, the Lucian is spotted. He's on the limit of my range, but I'm thinking, surely they can delete that Lucian, get rid of him. But it doesn't appear as though there is very much fire going onto him. I don't know what this battleship is in the middle of the map, but he's focused on the Heisen. And I'm thinking, just turn your guns, blow the Lucian away, get rid of him. That is going to make life a hell of a lot easier for everybody else. But the Lucian is getting away with it, and I was shaking my head. And the next bit of potato weekend play is coming up on A-Cap with Red Team's Montana and Blue Team's Montana. Now, there are two ships across there against one. They're going to have control of A-Cap. It's a Friedrich de Grosser that goes out to the Heisen, so he didn't kill the Lucian. But Montana versus Montana, and those two guys are going to ram each other, which is absolutely friggin' awesome. Because I think we could have really done with that Montana late game. Looking across to Charlie Cap, I think we've got a battleship or a cruiser there stuck behind the island. The Republic has reversed all the way to the edge of the map. Nobody has got eyes on. It's going to be my responsibility to spot. But first of all, I want to try and take care of this Heisen, who I'm sure is in range of this Republic. I don't know if he's going to get shots off. But I'm thinking we've got two caps. We are equal on ships here. And we're actually going to make a difference for our team here. Take care of that Heisen. But we are going to lose our ship across there on Charlie Cap. What is it? I can't even see what it is there. But he's about to die because there's two Lepantos and the destroyer after him. And I don't think that that Republic can really do much to help. But I can see my perceptive indicator turning across here, and I don't want to push this destroyer without any backup. Now, if I made a mistake in this game, I'm guessing it's probably here at 6 minutes in. Because instead of turning and pushing and trying to spot the destroyer, because I don't want to do it solo, I wanted to have the backup of the cruiser, always thinking that the cruiser can defend the capture point from the destroyer, or at least contest it. That way I can push out. It's a Napoli B. I can push out. I can support this Republic and help to take care of these two battleships. We still have a lead, but it is 3 ships versus 3. And there is a smoke screen, and I am literally trying to make a decision on, do I push for the DD? Do I push for the battleships? I am rigged for torpedoes, so the battleships seems to be the easiest option. We lose the Republic, and now I have got 2 Lepantos coming my way. And as I said, it's good to save a game if you think you've played a good game, or even if you think you've played a bad game, clip it, watch it back, have a look at what you did, what the team did, and have a think about what you could have done differently, what you could have done better. Because it really does make a difference to your gameplay. And I had a few learning lessons on this one that I took away from it. Because these two Lepantos are pushing me in. That Napoli really needed to stay contested on the cap. I don't know if the Lucian's running sonar. Could I have swung around and gone back? Yes, no, maybe. It's decisions. And hindsight is a wonderful thing. Lepanto takes a torpedo and a flood. He's going to roll his smoke. The other Lepanto knows that I'm here too. So we've got to put another set at him. We've got two ships, so we are going to rotate between our torpedo launchers on each of these ships. The Napoli has got the Lucian spotted. I don't know what's going to go on there, but the Lucian takes him out. I didn't see if it was guns or torpedoes, but we've seen that Lucian get spotted a number of times for not an insignificant amount of time, and I really don't think that he should have had the hit points left on him that he did. This torpedo launch that I just did there was potentially another mistake. I think I should have held it because I didn't account for the Napoli's torpedoes coming over, which has forced that Lepanto into a turn, which means that he is going to miss my torpedoes. So the decision I make now is to continue moving ahead of these guys. It is obvious that the Lucian is going to be wanting to push a capture point. They could squeeze me, but the Lucian isn't running twist and track or perceptive because I'm not located. And we're going to try and just drop those on there as we push back towards Bravo, which is obviously where the Lucian is now. So the Lucian has a very long range and quite a significant duration sonar. He also has two very fast firing turrets, and depending on how he's built, if he's got a smoke screen available, then there's a very solid chance that he can smoke up, he can pop his sonar, and he can gun the living daylight out of me before I can close the distance to get him detected. I'm still literally full health. Now, am I still full health because I'm a noob and have hung at the back the whole game? No, actually, I've played my cap. I've got into the fight. We're a whisker under 200,000 damage here. We missed that Lepanto as well. These guys are bobbing and weaving. And thinking back, should I have stayed focused on the two Lepantos? Well, no, because Red Team have got the advantage now. The clock is ticking down. Knowing how far that Lepanto is behind me tells me that the Lucian is within that range. We see those shots go out. He's looking to see if he's getting detected. I know exactly what he's doing there. He's waiting to pop his sonar. There he is, 5.1 kilometers, and we have no option because he is running his sonar but to go under our guns. We have to stay focused on him. Now, I am going to pop my smoke here, and you're going to think, why are you popping your smoke if you're on sonar as we get clattered from behind? It's because if I get rid of this sonar from the Lucian, then it means that my smoke screen will cover me from the two battleships, and when you look at the points difference will shift in our favor. So we've got a potential for a clutch win as we get the kill and shift the points, but no sooner do I do that, I hear the roar of shells from behind, and one of the Lepantos takes me out. We finished with 3 kills, the solo cap, 14 torpedo hits and 13 floods, a fair number of gun hits, 208,000 damage, a high caliber, 2200 base XP on a defeat, so that would have been at least a 3300 game in victory. very, very sad to lose that one. I just wish that Lepanto had a couple of extra seconds on his reload and I might have survived. So, not a perfect game. Lessons to take away from there. Stick around, smash the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought was good in that, bad in that game, or what was good and what was bad. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and as always, until next time, take care and goodbye.